Ahoy, peace and blessings. Welcome back. Today we're talking about the air element. Now, the air element represents your mind, okay? Your left and right brain. How are you using your brain and your mind and your thoughts to manifest your reality? How are you thinking about your life, yourself, God, the nature of the universe, okay? Everything that goes on in your head has to do with the air element, okay? That's where these terms like airhead and things like that come about. You should know that you have an air that precedes you, okay? The things you're thinking about enter your aura, and your aura precedes you. You know, your left and right brain. People's ideas and thoughts of you perceive you, okay? Just because we are all humans and we've met other humans before, okay? It could be my first time talking to someone, but they're gonna have this notion of who I am before I even say one word to them. Okay, the wind will perceive me, right? They'll say, okay, he's a human, so I could talk to him this way, right? He speaks English, I could talk to him this way. He's a man, I could talk to him this way. You know, he's of African descent, I could talk to him this way. You know, he has tattoos, he has piercings, I could talk to him this way. You know what I mean? The way you dress, things like that. Your actual appearance, but also just other people's appearance, right? Because all men aren't the same, all women aren't the same, but there's similarities in all of us. You get what I mean? So someone could think, you know, a certain way about you, and you don't be that way at all. You get what I mean? Someone could think you're a Christian, and you could be a pagan, right? Someone could think you're African, of African descent, you could really be of Middle Eastern descent. You know, you could be Indian, right? People could think you identify as a man, right? They see your Adam's apple or something. You could be non-binary. You could identify as feminine, right? That's like the air elements, things that perceive you. And it's also like gossip and rumors. Gossip and rumors can spread through the air. And that's just because, you know, biblically speaking, Lucifer rules the air element, right? The devil rules the air element, okay? And that's in Ephesians, okay? It's in your own Bible. The ruler of the kingdom of air is Lucifer, okay? But you can also work with other gods and other deities. Maybe you're not into the Christian pantheon, things of that nature, right? You can work with Thoth. There's a bunch of different deities who have mastered this element and who are represented by this element, who can help you ascend and who can help you manifest the things that you're trying to manifest, spiritually speaking and, you know, reality speaking. Right? But some of the ways that God uses air, right, in the story of Noah, he used air to recede the waters, right? So if you're very emotional, you know, you're tapped into your water element a lot, you might feel like you're drowning at times. You know, you can use the air element to you know, recede the waters, those negative waters, those harmful waters, right? You can use your left and right brain to think of different ways to feel better, you know, to realize that you have more time in the world. You know, there's other places you can go, there's other things you can try, there's other people you can reach. You know, you don't have to give up, you don't have to drown, you don't have to live in a flood forever, right? God sent the air, so Noah wasn't living in a flood. He could have easily just, you know, you're living in a boat for the rest of your life now. Right? Also in Revelation, you know, the angels were pouring out bowls into the air. All right, the air element is an excellent, you know, catalyst for magic and things of that nature. You know, that the angels were pouring out their bowls into the air, causing catastrophes and things like that in Revelation. So you can do your own version of this. You know, you can pour things out into the air, more positive things. You get what I mean? Things that attract money and wealth and health, you know, friends and family, you know, to go closer to your destiny, things that you're trying to, you know, manifest. You know, water is a great catalyst, but air is just as good of a catalyst, okay? Once you're tapped into that part of yourself and that part of the universe. In Exodus, you know, God was sending the winds to spread the locusts, you know, spread disease, but he also used the wind to stop the locusts. You get what I mean? So you can use the wind for good or for evil, for peace, for love, or for hate, just depending on your scenario. You get what I mean? I would love it if, you know, we used all our powers for good. But I understand sometimes we're in warlike states, and this is just good to know. You get what I mean? You might feel like you're getting attacked by something you can't see. A lot of times it's things being sent into the air. Same way God sent locusts, another magician, another person, another soul, maybe don't know what they're doing, you get what I mean, can send things, or who does know what they're doing, you get what I mean, they can send things through the air to attack you. So you should be, you know, wary of this. You can also be sent love through the air. You might hear whispers of muses and sirens and things like that. Sirens communicate through the air. You get what I mean? And it could be good or bad. You can get communicated from devils and things of that nature through the air. So it's good to just know the power of the air, so when you come across it, you're not left unknowing. You have a sword, you have a shield, you can fight back, you can defend yourself if things get to that point. But again, all these things have to do with the mind. We never have to go to war. We're divinely protected. You get what I mean? And that is our negative trait. That's our negative side, to be that warrior. You know what I mean? To be going out for blood. That's our negative trait. You get what I mean? But positively, you get what I mean? The air can heal you. You get what I mean? The air can ease you. The air can make you more relaxed. Leviticus 26:36. As for those of you who are left, I will make their hearts so fearful in the heads of their enemies that the sound of a wind-blown leaf will put them to flight. You get what I mean? You can hear literally a leaf, and that can cause you to be paranoid, things of that nature. You can hear, leaves or branches hitting the side of your house. You get what I mean? Your steps creaking and things like that. And that can cause people to be paranoid, and that can send them spiraling literally straight to hell. That can send them spiraling into the abyss. It gets that deep, but on a more mundane level, it can send you into depression. It can make you paranoid. It can make you lazy. It can make you procrastinate, just hearing the wrong thing, just being in more of the negative air element. But on the flip side of that, you can hear something positive, right? You can hear a good song. You can hear, a nice message from a friend, et cetera, and it sends you spiraling upward. So hopefully this message, helps you spiral upward on your spiritual path. Numbers 11:31. Now wind went out from the herd and drove quail in from the sea, right? So God was using wind to feed his people, right? Truly, once you are tapped into the air element, you realize it's all around you. It's something you can't escape, like a fish living in water. You escaping air is like a fish trying to escape water. It's kind of impossible just in our natural state. We would need a lot of technology and things like that, a lot of magic. But, that's like the magician code, making things appear out of thin air. That's the sign of a good magician. You can make money appear out of thin air. You can make muses and things like that appear out of thin air. You can make food appear out of thin air. You can make diseases and spells. You could tear up a whole country just from the air, or you could bless the whole country just from the air. That's like the ultimate power. That's the power that God was shown in the book. That's also the power that you have access to. If you are an air sign, you are more naturally inclined to take on these energies and to be proficient at these energies. But again, if you're not practicing your magic, you get what I mean? You're just living a mundane life. You're not going to be tapped into these things. You have to practice. Practice makes perfect. You get what I mean? But the air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So during these months, and during that time of day, you may be empowered, to do more work with the air element, during Gemini season, during Libra season, during Aquarius season. But there's also like a season of the day, you get what I mean? Like every 2 hours in the day, the element changes. So you have time to work with the air element throughout the day as well. You can also do a lot of heavy like air magic during Wednesdays, because that's ruled by Mercury, you get what I mean? Mercury rules Gemini, Venus rules Libra, Saturn and Uranus rule Aquarius. So you can do a lot of air magic on Wednesdays, on Saturdays, on Fridays. That's really the best time. There should be a good sign, you get what I mean? You can read the air, like all good captains do. We have to understand there's a time to set sail, and there's a time to stay at the dock, you get what I mean? Fridays, Saturdays, and Wednesdays, naturally a good time to set sail, to start a new journey, to go to a new part of your mind, to go to a new part of your spirit, your soul, to a new part of God, you get what I mean, to a new part of the world. There's really two major philosophies in magic that I found, and it's really just to go with the grain or against the grain, And that's up to you, up to your soul, to your spirit, who you are as a person, who you are as a magician, you get what I mean? Sometimes it's better to go with the grain, sometimes it's better to, rebel, make your own path. But there is a reason things are the way they are, and they've been set up this way for thousands of years for a reason, you know. But since the air element does rule the mind, you know, I do advise you to work on your left and right brain as well as your pineal gland. You know, all three of those things are active all the time, and you can use those things more than you are now. Also, spirits and entities might hide in your left or right brain. You know, negative spirits might hide in those places. So you should clean your inner world just like you clean your outer world, you know, just like you shower, wash your hair, things like that. You have to, you know, shower your internal, spiritually speaking, you know. You can shower your left and your right brain, you know, especially if you're dealing with like bipolar or other mental illnesses and things of that nature. You know, you could clean your brain, but just know, you know, it's just the air. You know, you could be hearing the worst of the worst in the air. You know, I've heard very negative things, you get what I mean, worse than locusts, worse than floods, you get what I'm saying? But I know it's just the air. You know, I know in my presence things will be different. And that's how you know the air element, you know, is ruled mostly by demons and things of that nature. But there are positive spirits here. There's great spirits. There's God here, of course, you know. There's us here. You know, we clean the air. Purifying the air, you get what I mean? But just know in your presence, in your immediate presence, things are never the same as in when someone's talking to you online or over the phone or in a different state or even just down the street. You get what I mean? Things are different in the presence of God. Things are different in your own presence. You know, certain things might slide in the air. You know, people can talk all kind of crazy stuff about you behind your back and in the air. But when they see you in person, you know, things are more concrete and things are just more logical and things are going to go a different way, you know. So don't let the air, you know, confuse you, because it is a very confusing element. You know, again, you know, Aquarius, Uranus has domain over this element. And you know, Uranus spins sideways, every other planet spins this way, so it wants to be a confusing element. It wants to trick you, you know. Those negative thoughts, those thoughts you can't get out your head, those intruding thoughts, you know, they're intruders. So spend some time getting rid of the intruders in your body, in your aura, in your system, you know, in your soul, in your left brain, in your right brain. You know, a lot of times just the air, you know, like dust, you know what I mean? These spirits can hide in the air like dust and attach to you. So, you know, be very careful. I fought with this for a while, and it took a while to figure out that it is the air. Even though it's in the Bible, you get what I mean? I should have just read that part again. I didn't know. It's literally in the Bible, though. You know, Satan rules the air. So this is the most, like, you should be most protective against this element. You know, water, fire, earth is more calm. It's more relatable. The air, you know, the same air is air in Africa. You know, I'm in America. This same air is air in China and shit like that. You know what I mean? This air flows all across the world. That's how like diseases spread and things of that nature. You get what I mean? From flies and things in the air. You know what I mean? Mosquitoes, birds, things like that. You know, you might pick up a lot of things that don't belong in your kingdom internally. You know, your spiritual kingdom. You know, air from another kingdom might blow into your kingdom, which is like the devil. You get what I'm saying? Air from the devil's kingdom might blow into your kingdom. And you don't want that air, you know what I mean? Mosquitoes from over there might blow to your kingdom. You don't want those mosquitoes, you get what I mean? You know, I've always been very close with like dragonflies. Maybe we can start working with dragonflies. You know, they eat mosquitoes. They can help clean your air, help you feel more at peace, you get what I mean? Because a lot of us don't have, you know, rivers in our backyard or live by the ocean, you know what I mean? Things of that nature. Or maybe we're just not living there right now, but we're all surrounded by air, you know. And air should be a peaceful, loving, beautiful element as well, you know, not just the earth we're standing on, not just the water at the rivers, you know what I mean, not just the fires in the fireplace and the campfires, you get what I mean. The air is a very beautiful element. You know, a lot of things was made with the air element. You have the breath of life, you get what I mean, you take after God, so you too have the breath of life. You can breathe things, you can breathe life into things, into people, you know. And again, the air element has to do with communication. You know, you can just talk to someone, and it's like breathing life into them, you know. If you talk to someone and they were depressed before you're talking to them and now they're happy, you know, you pretty much breathe life into them. If someone's going to crash out, you spoke to them and now they're okay, You get what I mean? Now they're calm. You pretty much breathe life into them. So don't be afraid to breathe life into situations, you know. Because a lot of times, you get what I mean, we're just going to be on another level just because we actually practice these things. And most people just live. You know, most people don't know the air element is constantly under attack and things like that. You know, most people, it just goes right over their head. You get what I'm saying? But a lot of spirits work with the air element as well. If you're into shamanism, you know, you can pick many of the flying animals, you get what I mean, that control the air element, that work with the air element, you know, various birds. And if you're working with a spirit, if they work with birds and things of that nature, they can help show you the air element more in a positive way. You're going to a new place. Don't be distracted by the air. You know, higher spirits know what's going on, and they understand. People are hearing things in the air and hearing whispers, things of that nature. So the air element could be in total shambles, but everything else will be okay. A lot of times, you know. We're working on that stuff, though. That's just currently where I'm at in my spiritual path, though. You know, also you can manifest air around you, you know, just because it feels good. That's what I do, but you can do whatever you want, for real. Sometimes, you know, anything you want in Jesus' name, you know, I'll be asking for superpowers and shit like that. Sometimes I just want to make a nice breeze, you know. Sometimes the air feels flat and things of that nature. You get what I mean? In a perfect world, the breeze will be perfect all the time. Everyone knows what a perfect breeze feels like. You get what I mean? Everyone might not know what like God breeze feels like, you know what I'm saying? When he's really putting that energy into it. When he wants a better breeze too, you get what I'm saying? You know, there's multiple realities. Everyone isn't breathing the same air. You know, a lot of times once you get to that point where your air is just very excellent, just truthfully, just very excellent, a lot of people will try to take your air from you. Again, because this element is run by demons, you get what I'm saying? So if you're doing the air element, you become a ruler of the kingdom of air too. But you're more angelic, you're more divine, you're more positive. You know, you have the world's best interests in mind. You know, don't be surprised, you get what I mean? Demons start attacking you for real. So I would actually advise working on this element last. Now I didn't realize it while I'm making these videos. But maybe that's why I made this one last, honestly. This element is one of the most mentally draining and mentally dangerous, but it's also one of the most mentally satisfying elements. Once you master it, you know, you could just be trying to enjoy the sun, enjoy the air, enjoy the breeze, you know, enjoy the sound of the birds in nature. Maybe you're at a river or something. Maybe you're just outside, you know. People want to take your air from you. Like, you can't just sit there and do that, you know. And once you know how beautiful God is, you know, just the air is amazing, you know. The air is really just amazing. Sometimes you just want to sit out in the air. But, you know, outsiders will look at you, mostly just demons. Demons will look at you like you can't even enjoy the air. You know what I mean? It's the last thing that's free on the planet, for real. You can't even just enjoy the air. You know, we want to take that from you. So be advised working with the air element, honestly. And I'm giving you this from my own experience. And I feel like it's the most truthful fucking air element video on the internet, honestly. But peace and blessings. Till next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.